So, welcome to SAP Basis Introduction class, session number 2. So, last class we discussed about SAP architecture. So, SAP is mainly what? Three-tier architecture. It has presentation layer, then it has got application layer, then it has got database layer respectively. So, these are the three most important layers. So, whenever we go to presentation layer is nothing but our desktop screen. So when we double click into the application, it takes to the message server, and whatever transactions we do that gets processed in the ABAP work process. And ABAP work process are of 5 types: dialog, background, update, and spool and enqueue. So 5 types. So whatever doubts you are having, we will share at the end of the class. So no need to worry. Okay. So that'll be great. So just coming to this, so it will be that whatever transaction is that it is executed in above work process. So similarly, the same thing for Java means we need to view web pages. For web pages, again we need Java server process. Instead of above work process, we'll have Java server process. And Java activities are carried out by using threads. Thread 0, thread 1, up to thread n threads, n number of threads. Those same threads we can view in our operating system also. The same concept is again being used here. And the main important thing here is SDM, Software Deployment Manager, which also consists of J2EE components respectively. So today I'm going to take a very important session. It is a necessity for every SAP basis consultant to know these basic things, and in any interview this question will be asked. That's a must thing. So all the sessions are important, to be frank enough, all are important, but these are the basic things which we will cover today. So let's go to this. So we will just go to the simple thing. Architecture, you already know which is the toughest part. So let us see what is SAP Incident SID. It is nothing but, I'll show you what is SAP Incident SID. SID means a 3-letter word, right? So same like this SID, it's a 3-letter word. So here I'll show you in SAP GUI. Or SAP GUI is this one. So we'll double click it. This is application layer. Now I am double clicking it. Okay, application layer and double clicking it. So it came here. I'm launching it. I'm launching the application. Where is my application launched? Yes, this is my presentation layer, which we are able to see. One second. Do not ask block access. So one second, guys. Page. Yes, it came now. PR0. Did you see the 3-letter word here? Everything SID you can see here, right? System, I'll maximize the window for you. I'll maximize the window. Okay. So here you can say name, some fiat auto is given, system description, SID. SID means PR0, 3-letter word. That is nothing but our SID. And this is nothing but our server. And there is something called instance, right? Instance is nothing but a 2-letter number, 2-word number. That's it. Instance. So an instance may be, so SID, I'll just take a notepad. I'll write it for you, these things. So today what we are going to learn? Basic things. SID means 3-letter word which represents a system. SID. Example here it is PR0 or PRO, anything. PR0. Instance, two numbers. It can be 00, 10, or here like it is 51, 52, 11, 12, anything. Instance can be anything. So this is the basic thing about instance and SID. Now let us go to our theoretical thing. What they are given, we will look into that. So in architecture already we know what is work process, dispatcher and gateway. Work process is nothing but used for executing our transaction. Dispatcher is nothing but for dispatching our transaction to our work process. And gateway is required for communication between the application server and the database server respectively. So instances are two numbers, right? What I told you, you came 00, 10, 51, 100, not 100, up to 99. So there are three types of instances. One is dialog instance, central instance, and database instance. So SAP system is a summation of dialog instance, central instance, and database instance. So dialog instance. How many type of work process we have learned? 5 type of work process we have learned. The first type is what? Dialog work process, which means dialog work process is carried for short-term running jobs, which means users like us who do their single transaction and go off. And what about background work process? It is used for long running jobs like big programs which will take some days to complete. So dialog instance. So dialog instance exists in the application layer that you already know. So its purpose is to maintain the load on the server. That is, as I already told you in the last session, when the number of users is 20 and the 21st user is trying to log in, the system won't allow the 22nd user. It will show an error. So until and unless the dispatcher queue is free, the 22nd user or 21st user cannot enter into the system. So those load balancing is done by the dialog instance. Now come to a central instance. So how many types of work process I told? Dialog, background, enqueue, spool, and update. Kindly remember these 5 things. And in central instance is also same as dialog instance, but the only thing different from the central instance is nothing but it consists of enqueue and message servers respectively. Enqueue already we have seen. Message servers also already we have seen. Message server is nothing but which transmits our application or our, if you double click our SAP layer, it goes into the which layer? The main SAP layer where we use the transaction. Message server is nothing but to double click. When we double click our SAP GUI to the main application layer. And enqueue is for logs. Suppose there is a super user. For example, I am a super user and you are my student. So I don't want you to have all the transactions, because sometimes you may damage the system. So I won't give you all the transactions. So for that purpose, I have given you the NQ server respectively. And this actually behaves as a master slave concept. So all the dialog instance has to communicate or get approval from central instance to perform their necessary SAP transaction respectively. So when an instance is started, the dispatcher process attempts to establish a connection to message server so that it can announce this is nothing, whatever I told, same thing. And database instance. What is database instance? It is nothing but it accepts the main. What is the purpose of our gateway? Gateway is nothing but for linking or for communicating the ABAP programs from SAP to the SQL programs understood by the database. So for that purpose, we are having a database instance also. And a database instance always accepts requests from our central instance. So again, database also we will have super user or normal user, same concept again used. And SID already we discussed. There is nothing more to discuss in that. That's it. Okay. Now, come to client now. What is client? We'll see what it is. Okay. What is a client actually? Suppose we are going to a hotel. Who is the service provider there? The hotel guys. And who is the client? We are the client. Okay. So client is nothing but the customer who buys a product. So SAP is used in big companies. For example, service providers like Infosys, TCS will be offering services to other multinational companies like Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari, Fiat, and other retail companies like Target, Walmart, etc. So client is nothing but the customer. And who are SAP business consultants? We are the service providers. So come to this. So client, I'll tell you what the client is. See this thing. For example, I am double clicking this instance. Correct. Can you see here client here 100? 1 second. Whatever doubts is there, I'll be clearing at the last. So kindly be patient. So just give me some 10 minutes to explain this concept. I'll definitely come back to you. I'll come back to the chat and I'll clear all your doubts. 1 second. But anyway, currently look through is my okay, fine. That's great. That's simply superb. So coming to the client, can you see here a three-letter number 100, 000. Any three-letter number is called a client. And here we give our username and password just like we log in our Facebook account. That's it. Language is English. So suppose for this thing, I'm giving the username. This thing, network is too slow, but let me see. Yes, the username came and I'm giving the password for this. And I'm giving the password for this, okay? So we are logged into SAP system. Now we can give what? If you are logged into SAP system, we can give SAP transaction like SM50. Transaction is what I am using is SM50. I think you will be now familiar with all these things. Okay, all these things you will be familiar because already we have viewed all these things. So not a big deal. So let us minimize this thing. And the basic thing I want you to know is what is client. Client is nothing but customer, and SAP level client is represented by a 3 system number. That's what I have to say to you. Okay. So now, what does this client contain? So I told you client is nothing but customer. What does it contain actually? Why there is need of client? For example, in an organization, let us take from CEO to the junior most level employee. Suppose if we are as a SA basis consultants, if we are providing services to them, then the CEO will have all the access to the of the company, including the payroll of each and every member. Whereas the most junior most employee will not have access to all the employees of that company's payroll. He will have access only to his or her payroll respectively. So for that purpose, we need to differentiate each and every client separately. So client contains 3 things. First one is application data. I'll just give the spotlight here. So it is gone. Application data, customizing data, user master record data. Application data means whatever data which is transferred from application layer to database layer. So where it does get stored in the database tables. So database consists of tables, and which in turn consists of schemas respectively. I'll explain to you schemas and all later in the coming sessions. So kindly do not worry about that. And second thing is customizing data. Customizing data is nothing but if you want to do something different in your SAP system, like you want to implement new things in your SAP system, SAP allows or gives you the freedom to do that. So that is nothing but customizing data, so that the client or the customer can itself perform his or her own function. SAP gives a same freedom. For example, in all the Android mobiles, they'll give a software called software developer something. So if you want, we can also perform various operation. We can debug the software, or we can put apps on Android. So just like Google Play, if you want, we can make the Android app and upload it. So just like that. And now, last but not the least, user master record. User master record is nothing but same concept which I have told earlier. Master is there, slave is there, super user is there, then just a sada or local user is there. So what does it do? It again defines the authorization. Authorization is nothing but the permission. Permissions assigned to a user. So we will give permission. For example, for CEO we will give all the permissions. For the junior most employee we will give less permission. Just like that, that's done. So advantages of client concept. Client enabled SAP SAS providers to install a small number of SAP system, but still cater a large number of customers. Which means there are, I'll tell you as an example, again this thing. I'll go to this. Yeah. You can see different instances here, right? Or else leave about the instances. We can see this one. Yeah. See here, one client is there. Suppose, let us imagine junior most employee. Suppose there are 100 junior employees of same level. We'll all assign them in a single client called 100. Whereas CEO, we will give another client number called 000. So just like that, in a single umbrella, most of the users are being covered. So that's what this means. So that is very, very easy concept. Then So for that purpose, memory is been saved the database, so costs are reduced. So that's all. That's a simple concept. And there are three standard clients. I'll tell you there are three standard clients. 000, 001, and 066. So in latest SAP system, we don't have 066. I'll tell you, latest SAP system, we don't have 066. We only have 000 and 001. Rest 100, 200, 300, all are created by our SAP basis console. These are the standard clients which will be there when we install an SAP system. Okay. So 000. So 000, what is there? This is the thing, but we find this client in each and every system. And then what is the purpose of this 066? Suppose the performance, for example, just imagine your Windows system getting hung. So that is a bad performance, right? It may be due to RAM issue, or it may be due to some malware or a virus problem. So same like that, SAP system may also deflect performance issue. So for monitoring those performance, we are using 066. This client monitors all other clients' performance. Currently, this is now replaced by Solution Manager system. Solution Manager systems. The Solution Manager monitors all other systems respectively. Clear? So I hope that is clear. And what is Solution Manager system? It also contains a 3-letter SID. That's all. It is also another entirely different system, Solution Manager. Okay. So now, so 000 is a standard client and 001 is a test client. Whatever you want to test, you will test in 001. That's the only difference. See, whatever I told, same thing is here. SAP Solution Manager, and the material which I have given you, in that it is, these are the only things which I particularly taken out and given in the material also. So how to create a new client? Okay, go how to create it. One second. How to create a new client? So we'll take this system. Okay, and what is given there? SCC4 is given. So go here and type SCC4. SCC4. Okay. So you can see client 00001, 06600, 900, and lot of clients are there. See, lot of clients. Lots of clients are there. So come to here. Come to here. So we went to the transaction code SCC4, and we found out there are lot of clients like this. Correct? Now what you have to do is go to this. Go to this. One second, guys. This button you have to click. This change. Okay. Once you change, this will come. So currently I'm not giving it because it will take lot of time to create one client. So give the client number. You'll get a page like this. You will get the client, city, logical system. Logical system is nothing but a SID. SID is there, right? This is the full logical name of that SID. And client is customizing. Customizing in the sense the client itself can, the customer itself can modify these things. Now client's specification. So suppose let us take our webinar itself. This is nothing but I am giving you a manual recording, right? It is not automatically recorded. It is manual recorded. So here we are having automatic recording of changes. Whatever changes you are doing, automatically records, or changes without automatic recording. So without automatic recording, changes happens, and like that. So these are not important now, but I'll tell you when it is. Okay. So after finally everything, just here you have to give one save button is there, save or execute button. You have to just come to this. That's it. Save it. Saving is this one. This button is called save button. Third one here, see. Third one is here. This is the save button. That's all. New client will be created. So new client means we have to give the transaction code SEC for click one client, give change, okay, make a new entry, and that's all. That is all about the client. So currently I'm stopping the recording thing. Okay, I'll send you this.